Week 3 of the NFL season was stupid. There were more upsets and surprises than I think I've ever seen, and it tanked my predictions. Last week, I went just 7-9, bringing my total record to 29-19. In this video, I'll be predicting every Week 4 game with score predictions. If you enjoyed this video, then please drop a like and subscribe if you're new. Subscribing takes just a second and it really helps me out. Thank you, and let's get started. Cincinnati Bengals versus Carolina Panthers. The Red Rifle returns to Cincinnati. Andy Dalton played amazing last week against the Raiders, being the first quarterback this season to throw for over 300 yards and 3 touchdowns. He has brought hope to that organization. The Bengals, though, yikes. They're in sole possession of last place in the AFC North, and their defense got absolutely exposed. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I'm actually taking the Panthers to win 31-28. Panthers are red hot right now, and Andy Dalton is not going to lose this game. New Orleans Saints versus Atlanta Falcons. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? The second I put my faith into you, you guys go out and do this. 12 points against an Eagles defense that just made Kirk Cousins look like prime Tom Brady. Alvin Kamara was inefficient. Rashid Shaheed did nothing, and Derek Carr looked like ass. But I can't say I'm surprised. This is what Derek Carr does. He gets your hopes up just to shatter them instantly. And I fell into that trap. I'm not going to run out the Saints just yet. It's only 1 week, and I'm going to take them to beat the Falcons 21-17. But if they lose this one, then I think it's safe to say the first 2 weeks were a fluke. Jacksonville Jaguars versus Houston Texans. Both of these teams got absolutely shit on last week, but the Jaguars were so much worse. The Texans went against Brian Flores, who's the best defensive mind in football, while the Jaguars got their asses absolutely handed to them by Buffalo. They look horrible. Trevor Lawrence looks worse than ever, sailing past us, taking bad sacks, everything. While Houston was bad, I don't expect that to continue, and I'm taking the Texans 28-10. The Jaguars are in deep trouble. Denver Broncos versus New York Jets. Alright, it seems like Bo Nix is beginning to figure things out. He showed massive improvement from his first 2 weeks, especially with the turnovers, and helped lead the Broncos to an impressive win. The Jets decimated the Patriots, and Rodgers looked way more like himself, moving around and making plays. Unfortunately for the Broncos, the Jets defense is way better than the Bucs, and I have them losing 28-13. The Jets are just a much better team all across the board. Minnesota Vikings versus Green Bay Packers. Jordan Love is returning to the Packers, and I did not expect them to be in the position they are in. 2-0 with Willis? I mean, sure, it was against the Colts and the Titans, but 2-0 is 2-0. And the Vikings, holy shit. They're looking like one of the best teams in the entire league. Brian Flores and this Vikings defense are the best unit in the league right now, and Sam Darnold is absolutely cooking. This game is monumental for both teams, but I'm taking Brian Flores and the Vikings 24-17. They're one of, if not the best coached team in the entire NFL. They're red hot, and they're going to get an important win on the road. Pittsburgh Steelers versus Indianapolis Colts. I think last week confirms it. Justin Fields is the Steelers quarterback. He's played well for them, and that continued in this game. The quarterback who has not played well, however, is Anthony Richardson. He has had his moments, but he's also had 6 interceptions, and his accuracy is really spotty. The Steelers defense is going to give Richardson absolute hell, and that's going to lead them to a 20-17 victory. Who would have thought the Steelers would be starting 4-0? Los Angeles Rams versus Chicago Bears. Well, Caleb Williams played his best game as a Bear, but unfortunately it wasn't enough to beat the Colts. DeAndre Swift was horrible, the offensive line was horrible, the play calling was horrible, everything about that offense other than Caleb and Roma Odunze was horrible. But the Rams, what a win! They were able to come back and beat the 49ers despite filling up every hospital in the country with their injured players. Matthew Stafford is an elite quarterback, and he's going to carry the Rams to a 21-20 win. The Bears really need to figure this offense out before it's too late. Philadelphia Eagles versus Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Ugh, Tampa, that was a tough watch. They couldn't do anything against the Bo Nix-led Broncos, and Baker Mayfield's not looking nearly as good as the last 2 games. Bucky Irving is the best running back on this team, and Rachaad White should only be coming in on 3rd downs. And Mike Evans isn't off to a great start either. It was just a tough day for the Bucs. It was a tough day for the Eagles too, not scoring a single point in the first 3 quarters. But then Saquon Barkley said F this and scored 2 fourth-quarter touchdowns to win the game for the Eagles. I'm picking the Eagles to win this one 28-24, and I think Saquon has another big day. New England Patriots versus San Francisco 49ers. Both these teams had embarrassing losses. New England got absolutely rocked by the Jets, while the 49ers blew a 10-point fourth-quarter lead to Matthew Stafford and a bunch of Target employees. The 49ers are the objectively better team though, and I'm taking them 23-14. If they lose this one, their season might be over. Washington Commanders versus Arizona Cardinals. The Cards did not go the Cards' way against the Lions, as they got bullied in the trenches. It was a bad matchup overall. The Lions have one of the best offensive and defensive lines in the league, and the Cardinals, well, don't. But the Commanders, holy shit, Jaden Daniels is good. I mean, your defense is horrible, but Jaden Daniels, he had one of the best rookie quarterback performances of all time. He now has the highest completion percentage in one game of any rookie ever, and he was making plays all over the place. This is going to be an absolute shootout, but I'm taking the Commanders 30-28. I trust their defense ever so slightly more, and if Jaden Daniels even plays 3/4 of the way he played on Monday, the Commanders will win this game. Kansas City Chiefs versus Los Angeles Chargers. Congratulations, Kansas City, you did it again. You barely won against a team obviously worse than you because of a controversial ref call. You guys do realize you're 3 plays away from being 0-3, right? But you aren't. You're 3-0. The Chargers would have been 3-0, but they dropped last week to the Steelers. At least Quentin Johnson is so far beating the bust allegations. The Chiefs should easily take this one 24-17. 17, but with the way things are going in the NFL, you never know. Cleveland Browns versus Las Vegas Raiders. It's gotten to the point where Deshaun Watson might be a worse football player than person. He is so bad. I mean, he can't do anything. He's holding onto the ball way too long. He's taking bad sacks, putting the ball in harm's way. I mean, he just sucks and gives this team almost no chance to win. At this point, just put in Jameis because at least the locker room will back him up. Yeah, the Raiders were bad last week, really bad actually, but they're still going to beat the Browns 17-16. At this point, I'm taking any quarterback in the league over Watson. Buffalo Bills versus Baltimore Ravens. Whew, Ravens, you gave us a scare, but you survived. King Henry finally arrived, and Lamar Jackson did some good stuff too. But the Bills, they took the Jaguars, grabbed them by the throat, choked them out, slammed them to the floor, and beat the living shit out of them with the "stop, he's already dead" meme playing in the background. The Ravens are good, great even, but the Bills are the best team in the NFL, and they're going to take this one 34-24. The Bills are on an absolute roll. Tennessee Titans versus Miami Dolphins. Talk shit about Tua all you want, but he keeps this offense from looking like, well, how they looked last week. Skylar Thompson and Tim Boyle cannot run the system, and no matter how hard the defense tries, the offense isn't going to be able to generate anything. Yeah, the Titans suck right now, but even they can beat this Dolphins team, as I have them winning 14-13. If Tua doesn't come back soon, the Dolphins season is over. Seattle Seahawks versus Detroit Lions. Oh, baby, we've saved the best for last. Every time these teams play each other, they put on a show. This is the real start of the season for the Seahawks. Their chance to prove to everyone that they're a legitimate contender. The Lions also need this win as well in order to stay competitive with the Vikings, which is not a sentence I thought I'd be saying a month ago. The Seahawks have won the last two matchups, but this time I'm taking the Lions 28-27 in a cinematic Monday Night Showdown. What a way to end the week. But that's it. Those are my Week 4 NFL predictions. Where do you agree? Where do you disagree? Comment down below. If you enjoyed this video, then please like and subscribe, and that's it for me. See ya and enjoy Week 4.